what are you going to do today? Will you learn about the simple future tense? In this video, I will teach you when to use will and when to use be going to. Robert teaches English. There's a lot of misinformation about when we should use will and when we should use be going to. So let's break this down into 4 main categories. We have decisions, predictions, facts, and OPRR, which means offers, promises, requests, and refusals. Let's start with decisions. There is one main difference between using will for decisions and be going to for decisions. When we use will, it implies that we are making the decision at the same time that we are speaking.
Oh, you're hungry? I'll make us some lunch.
On the other hand, when we use be going to, it implies that we made the decision before speaking.
I know you're hungry, but don't worry. I'm going to make us pizza for lunch.
This is how we usually use will and be going to talk about decisions, and this is how you should use will and be going to. I have heard some speakers use be going to talk about a decision at the same time they're making it. However, this can be awkward in a lot of situations. Take, for example, if someone knocks on the door.
Don't worry, I'll get it. Don't worry, I'm going to get it.
It would also be very uncommon to use will for a decision that we already made before speaking. And in most scenarios, it would be very awkward.
I know you're hungry, but don't worry. I will make pizza for lunch.
In this case, it just sounds as if Bob decided to make the pizza right then and there as he was speaking. So to summarize decisions, use will if you make the decision as you are speaking. Use be going to if you already made the decision before speaking. If you're going to follow any of the rules that we learn in this video, this is the one you should follow. Now for some fun, let's move on to predictions. The rule for predictions states that we use will for a prediction based on an opinion, and we use be going to if you make a prediction based on facts. However, I don't agree with this at all. Let me show you with some examples. We'll start with an opinion-based prediction.
You know what, son? I think you'll win that race tomorrow.
Oh, jeepers, Dad. Thanks.
You know what, son? I think you're going to win that race tomorrow.
Oh gosh, Dad. Thanks.
Both of these are completely acceptable, and I hear native speakers using both versions all the time. Okay, now let's take a look at a prediction based on facts.
Son, you're competing against 7-year-olds. You will win that race tomorrow.
Gee, Dad. I guess you're right.
Son, you're competing against 7-year-olds. You are going to win that race tomorrow.
Heck, Dad. I suppose you're right.
Again, both of these examples work just fine, and again, I hear native speakers using both versions all the time. So to summarize predictions, you can use will or be going to. It doesn't matter. Let's move on to future facts. So the rule that you might hear for this one is that we use will for future facts, but that we can't use be going to. And Again, I do not agree with this at all. It's simply not true. I don't know who came up with these rules, and hopefully your teacher's not teaching them to you, because they're simply not true. We can certainly use will and be going to for future facts. Let me show you with some examples.
Son, I know you're upset that you lost the race to those 7-year-olds, but don't worry. This will pass. The sun will rise tomorrow. You will still be my son. I love you. Son, I know you're upset that you lost the race to those 7-year-olds, but don't worry. This is going to pass. The sun is going to rise again tomorrow. You are still going to be my son. I love you.
As you can see, both examples work just fine. Finally, we have OPRR. Again, that's offers, promises, requests, and refusals. And the rule for these is that we should use will and not be going to. And as you may have guessed, I don't agree with this rule either. Although, I agree with it a little bit. Let me show you.
How about this? I will give you $50 for one night of babysitting.
That sounds okay, but last time you didn't pay me. I don't know if I can trust you.
Bob, I promise I will pay you. Will you do it?
Okay, fine. I'll do it for $50.
Great. Will you do it for $30?
No, Ashley, I will not do it for $30.
You're the worst.
So, this obviously works. We followed the rule. Now let's see what happens if we try to use be going to.
How about this? I'm going to give you $50 for one night of babysitting.
That sounds okay, but last time you didn't pay me. I don't know if I can trust you, Ashley.
I promise I'm going to pay you, Bob. Are you going to do it?
Okay, fine. I'll do it for $50.
Great. Are you going to do it for $30?
No, Ashley. I am not going to do it for $30.
You're the worst, Bob.
So do these examples work? Yes, sort of. All of these things can certainly be said. They're not wrong per se, but for a couple of them, the meaning does change quite a lot. Let's break it down. Ashley's offer in this scenario is much more aggressive. It's as if she already planned to pay Bob $50 to babysit for her.
I'm going to give you $50 for one night of babysitting.
She didn't consider whether or not he would say yes or no. This was her plan. And if Bob refuses, it's going to inconvenience her. It's going to ruin her plan. I think the promise is actually pretty similar in meaning. I think it works well.
I promise I'm going to pay you, Bob.
The slight difference here is what we already talked about regarding decisions. This makes it seem like she already decided to pay Bob before speaking, rather than making a promise to pay him as she speaks. Ashley's request, however, is very different, and it sounds weird in this context. In fact, I would say it does not work.
Are you going to do it for $30?
In this case, it's not so much a request as it is Ashley asking Bob if he's planning to babysit for her. It comes across as a demand almost. It's very aggressive. Finally, Bob's refusal sounds very similar, and it works just fine.
No, Ashley. I am not going to do it for $30.
Again, the subtle difference is that this could imply that Bob decided he would not babysit for only $30 before the time of speaking. So to summarize, we can easily make promises or refusals using be going to. Using be going to with an offer sounds very aggressive, so you probably shouldn't do it. And you certainly shouldn't use be going to for requests, because again, it's very aggressive and it sounds weird. Now, I actually already tested all 4 of these in my last video, so if you want some additional examples, make sure to watch that video. I'll leave a link for you in the description. Now, for quick practice, see if you can guess the best answer for this question. What are your plans this weekend? Is it A, I will watch a movie and cuddle with my cat, or B, I am going to watch a movie and cuddle with my cat? Write your answer in the comments below, along with any other questions you have for me. I promise that I will respond to the first 50 comments and let you know if you got the correct answer. As always, I want to thank you for learning with me. I hope you know you're doing a wonderful job, and I hope you know I believe in you. I'll see you soon.